Hello and welcome to the Stretford End. I wanted to cover the lack of squad depth in this Manchester United team, and the reason I wanted to cover this story this afternoon was just the way that some United fans were reacting after last night's result against Leeds. I mean, some of the comments that were coming from some United fans last night was ridiculous. The way that they were talking is like we lost that game 4 or 5-0. Yeah, the performance last night wasn't great, but the players kept on going and they came back from 2 goals down. And I think we could have won that game towards the end. It shows that there are improvements in this Manchester United team. And last season we would have lost that game. Having a good season, better than a lot of people expected. Going back to the amount of criticism that was coming from fans last night. Eric Ten Hag can only go with the players that's available to him. We had key players missing last night. Eriksen's out injured, Casemiro suspended, Anthony is out, Wan-Bissaka was out ill, Scott McTominay and Donny van de Beek are out. I know, so we can't be blaming Eric. We can't be blaming Eric Ten Hag for the lack of squad depth. There was fans coming out last night, massively criticising Fred, saying he's a championship player at best. We all know what type of player Fred is. He's not consistent. He's 29 years old. Fred can come in and he can have a really good game, and other games he can play really, really badly. And I don't think he was great at all last night. There was fans coming up last night and criticising Garnacho, saying Garnacho's not good enough. They don't get why he's being picked. Garnacho is 18 years old. He's still learning. He's still developing. What I've seen from Garnacho at times this season, I've been impressed. So we need to give him time. There was fans coming out and criticising Jalou, saying Jalou's not good. Jalou's not good enough for United at right back. Jalou's rusty at the moment. Jalou's had a good season, so I don't get those comments either. There was one or just two childish comments coming from United fans saying that Eric Ten Hag, he's no better than any other Manchester United manager, and it's all going to fall apart again. I mean, what have you been watching over the last couple of months? United have been playing some really, really good football over the last couple of months. We've hit a bit of a bump. We've got some key players out, but rather than blaming Eric Ten Hag or the players, we need to be blaming the Glazers, because we knew at the start of the season that this was going to happen. We knew at the start of the season that we'd have suspensions, that we'd have players out injured. We needed to bring in players to replace those players, and players who were good enough to come in to replace players like Casemiro and Eriksen and Anthony when they were out. That didn't happen. The Glazers give Eric Ten Hag money to spend in the summer, but Eric Ten Hag, also come out and wanted other players, which weren't given to him. And this is why we're hitting the problems we are now. We're playing a game every 3 days, so there are going to be suspensions. There are going to be players out injured. And like I say, Eric Ten Hag can only go with a team that's available. And I think considering the players that we had missing last night, if Eriksen and Casemiro were fit and they played last night, we would have won that game. I think there's a lot of United fans that would agree with that. But I mean, considering the players that we had out missing, considering the players we had out last night, the players kept on going. They kept on believing throughout that game that they could get something out of that game. That's a massive positive. Like I say, we're having a really good season. We're in the Carabao Cup final. We're in the top 4 spots. It is a concern that we've got some key players out, so we need to make sure that hopefully performance don't start slipping away. But there is going to be tiredness. Of course, there's going to be tiredness coming to this Manchester United team, especially when they're playing a game every 3 days. Rashford, I don't think Rashford was that good last night, but he still scored a very important goal to get us back into that game. So rather than criticising Eric Ten Hag with the tactics side of things and the players as well, we need to be blaming we need to be blaming the Glazers because it's because of them. There is a lack of squad depth in this Manchester United team, and hopefully come to the hopefully come the end of the season it doesn't come back and bite us. So let me know what you think about the video I put up this afternoon. Leave your comments in the comment box below, and also if you've enjoyed watching, hit that like button. Keep on sharing the channel with other United fans. Also keep on subscribing to the channel as well. I'll be back tomorrow with your latest Manchester United news, so make sure you switch on that notification icon bell. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.